We are really new here, and we are just founded in 2022 with the purpose to develop a dedicated NR+ system on chip. And this is what we are doing today. With me here is my colleague Mario August for questions and discussions. Happy to do this later. So, starting with the narrative. What means democratization of the IoT? It means breaking down barriers, making it achievable anywhere, anytime, by anyone. It must be simple, easy to deploy, reliable, scalable, and at the end of the day, it must be cost-effective. With NR+, we have here, and all these people here, the possibility, the great opportunity to accelerate the digitalization and drive really new use cases and markets to success. Today we heard about the smart building stuff, but there are many use cases which are coming up with this NR+ technology, but we need to do some stuff with there. What means anywhere, anytime, by anyone with NR+? Anywhere, NR+ is running on a globally license-free available spectrum. This is our asset. Somebody call it golden spectrum or whatever. It must be scalable, or it is scalable in volumes in all topologies like mesh topology or star topology. It has the big benefit to be long range. It's covering wide areas. And NR+ is application agnostic. And this agnostic from application layers enables unlimited use cases. And last but not least, NR+ provides technology for IoT security. We have heard about the new regulations coming up. With IPv6, with all this stuff, we can do it. We have the bandwidth for that. At any time, we add 5G technology. We can bring high reliability. We can do the cable replacement. And the best, it operates in latency. It's a perfect fit for industrial use cases. And the dedicated spectrum, of course, allows us quality of service and connectivity at any time. By anyone, NR+ allows anyone to be a professional network provider. This is very important. It is cost effective. You don't need to bring a big infrastructure. And the point is, you don't have OpEx costs. And you can reduce the CapEx expenses dramatically. NR+ is made in Europe and for sales worldwide. With our chipset, we're talking about digital sovereignty in Europe, anywhere, anytime, and by anyone. So what I like to say, this is a comparison, and of course comparison is never easy with compare other standards. And we see a lot of standards here. We see the 5G, the Bluetooth, and all the stuff, and each standard has their own sweet spot, let me say. In 5G communication, we are really long range, yes. But we have the problem to establish high latency use cases, or low latency use cases, or doing some cheap stuff. In Bluetooth, it's a really good technology, but it's short range. You cannot cover big areas. In Zigbee, you have a low data rate. It's in principle a very good standard, but it's also the question of long range. And with Wi-Fi, we have always the high power consumption. And the solution to cover exactly the problems of long range, scalability, cost effectiveness, with this great global free spectrum, NR+ can solve many of these issues. And this what means at the end of the day simple to implement. And this is something we all need to work also in the DECT forum exactly on this topic. NR+ is a physical layer. We have different kind of MACs. We have the IPv6, and then Bruno also talked about the plug-in to different standards. And this is what we need to think it open. We need to work on that we are plug-in to Meta, that we are plug-in to DLMS, to OPCOA, and of course to audio. And this is something we need to work on. We need to be open. And we need to allow different vendors of Macs, different vendors of chipsets, and of course the application itself. And we need to work to build the liaisons to make it simple to implement. The next is what means scalability. We have seen this great demo from Wirepass with this mesh network and working in these smart buildings here. It's great, but why is it great? There are some other some other mesh networks. You see on the right side, we have a long-range possibility. We are on the left hand, we see the mesh build, and now we are able to combine. We can make high density with mesh, but can also cover high and big areas. And this is a great benefit to do this, and this is something new. Mesh was born to cover the short-range stuff to long-range, or to put it to long-range. And now we can be better with NR+. We have long-range, and we have mesh. End of the day, what means total cost of ownership? Now we are coming to the chipset a little bit more. If you're talking or make a comparison with long-range cellular 5G, we're talking about LoRa. You see always we're talking about secure communication, and you see always you need the application processor, you need the transceiver, you need the secure element, and then on top of this bill of material, of this cost, you will need to pay at a 5G OpEx costs. On the right side, we see the LMS, or our system on chip. This is just one system on chip with integrated application processor, NR+ transceiver, and secure element. What does it mean? If I have a smart meter, I just place this system on chip on the smart meter, and you can go. You have the communications, you can do your measurements, and it's really the perfect fit for all sensor nets and so on. And this is what we do at Last Mile Semiconductor. We built a complete, from scratch, system on chip based on a RISC-V system with an integrated quantum-proof security. This is a little bit buzzword, or post-quantum. It's always a buzzword to say, but what it means is we can do quality management for the next 10 years. And this is exactly what RED is asking for, what the Cyber Resilience Act is asking for, and this is what we need to consider. Otherwise, without the security, we cannot go in the next level of IoT. And our chipset brings exactly that. And of course, on the radio level, we do some mechanics like channel sounding and interference checking to bring good progress there. What means democratization of IoT with NR+ for IoT markets? NR+ removes barriers and opens up an unlimited number of use cases and can really driving the growth of the IoT market from here, from Europe. So, and then we had always the same slides here. Of course, there is the market. And we have some great momentum here. We are talking about some regulations coming up. We are talking about the performance of building directive. We are talking about the Cyber Resilience Act. We are talking about NIST 2. We are talking about all these new regulations which puts security into our IoT. We need to secure our systems. We need to protect our critical infrastructure. And this is our chance here to do it in an open system. And the market, of course, it's always just some Excels and then making some fancy slides. But at the end of the day, this is something what will happen. What does it mean exactly for use cases? Companies come from different use cases. But if you're looking for smart cities, and this is come more to the narrative part now, we need to secure and reliable our critical infrastructure. We can really bring city services on demand. How will we do it? We connect all these trash containers, all the traffic lights, and so on, all the lightnings, the street lightnings. And it's cheap. We can do it. There is no high cost at this. And so we can bring the person exactly to the point where the failure is. What does it mean in smart home? We have talked about the plug-in to Matter, for example. There are robomowers, for example. Just a little case. Robomowers in a garden, and you need a gateway to get the coverage, to do that, yes. And NR Plus brings the connectivity to every corner of your place, and that the promise is always. We have the robomower, we have the smart metering, we have the sub-metering, and at the end of the day, we can bridge the gap from the basement to the first to the second level, as we have seen today in the demonstration. In smart properties, we have learned today things will change. We need to save energy, we need to save, to bring security to the properties. And with NR Plus, we have the possibility to bring a wireless protocol in it, which has their own band, which has the possibility to bring security, and which can grow with the requirements of the buildings. So this is a very reduced roadmap, but maybe this is interesting for all of you. We have our chipset under development. We made the feature freeze for all the features of our SoC right now. We will have the first engineering samples next year, and the start of sales will be in the end of 2026. This is what we do. We start, of course, in parallel with the SoC, the development of the NR Plus, and this will go ahead. And we will add some features like single pair Ethernet to the next generation of these SoCs. And of course, we will have, for commissioning purpose, NFC integration inside of this chipset. And we really do it. We are on plan, but you know, it's engineering. And but what I like to say, everybody asks, do we have a second silicon vendor? Yes, we have. It's Last Mile Semiconductor. Thanks a lot.